I know how much you hate landing pages.
You mean brick wall pages?
Sure.
Brick wall pages.
Sure, brick wall pages. I know you hate them so much that you created your own company just to eliminate them from the funnels. Why?
Because they discriminate, Mike. Discriminate against my people.
What do you mean by that?
My people. Entrepreneurs, business owners using webinar and VSL funnels, trying to make money, trying to make it rain. Trying to make the almighty dollar. What do you think I was talking about?
Exactly that.
Okay.
Explain.
They block 80% of traffic. For every 100 people you send to a brick wall page, 80 of them running away like they Carl Lewis. Of the leads that you get, most of them are spam email, fake email. Got people out here talking about email marketing is dead. Why? Because all of their leads opted in out of curiosity. And as a result of that brick wall page, you get less exposure, get less leads, you make less offers, which means you make less money, Mike. That's why I'm not a fan of brick wall pages.
Less money, huh?
Less money.
Dang. Sucks. But with that being said, hit that like button because you're going to really enjoy this video. You said that brick wall pages decrease exposure.
You get less exposure because less people see essentially what you have to sell. You know, I get people all the time. They're like, how long have you been doing this? Where have you been? I've been doing this since 2008. Think about that. I'm like a senior citizen in the digital marketing world. And people are just now figuring out who I am and what I have to offer and that I actually know a little bit about digital marketing. So wrote a book, Internet Traffic and Leads, shameless plug. Make sure you get that copy on Amazon. Just saying. People since 2008 hitting that brick wall. They don't want to give me that name and email address. You know what happens when you have lack of exposure?
What happens?
You get less opportunities. I think that's what people are missing the most, right? They do all this hard work, they run ads or they're putting out content, people click, they land on that brick wall page, people never get a chance to actually see that they have true value to offer. I would compare it to like what's going on with the Colorado this year, Colorado
the Buffs.
Buffaloes. Yeah. So that's my alma mater, go Buffs, love me some Buffaloes. Actually, I didn't love them too much the last decade or so. They were pretty bad.
Don't blame you.
They were pretty bad because they had the college version of a brick wall page, no exposure.
That's right.
So what happens? They get a coach, gets them opportunities, gives them attention. Now they're vlogging each and every day. They're getting all this additional exposure and traffic. I mean, I think they've got college game day coming this weekend. They got 60 Minutes coming in. All of this stuff. Why? Because they just opened up. They opened up the floodgates. Think of like a dam, right? Like everybody right now, all the water's just hitting the dam.
Stopping them.
Open it up, let the floodgates just open right up.
They get to see your beautiful webinar and VSL right off the bat.
Finally get to see what you have to offer. All of the work, all of the things that you dreamed about, making money, selling your products and services, that comes from you selling your products and services on that webinar or VSL. And if no one ever sees it, how do you expect to make money? And by having a lack of exposure, by using those stupid brick wall pages, can't make money.
So, number 2, you mentioned that brick wall pages cause you to have less leads. Why is this so bad for your business?
Well, your leads, to me, that it is your business. I was taught early on, the money and the power is in your list, and the fortune is in the follow-up, right? So there's a couple things, right? Your leads, your list, name and email that people provide when they land on that brick wall page, that essentially gives you instant distribution power, right? So you can go into your CRM and you could push a button and instantly send an email to that client and sell your products and services. But what you hear from a lot of people, as I mentioned earlier, like people say email is dead, right? People aren't opening up their email. They complain.
I thought it was dead.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they say. They say email is dead.
It's not dead?
And it's not dead. And the reason they say it's dead is because, again, the majority of the leads on their list are spam emails or they gave them a fake email, right? And it's because of the way people are opting into a brick wall page. See, when someone lands on that brick wall page, they opt in out of curiosity because they're not sure what's on the other side. I mean, I'm gonna ask you a question. How many times have you saw something online, clicked on an ad, and you ended up on a brick wall page? How many times are you jumping up and down, cheesing from like ear to ear, excited to give them your name and email address?
To be honest, I was more annoyed than excited.
Yeah, I mean, most people are. You're not happy. I mean, you do it because you have to do it.
Right.
And if you do it, how many times have you ever given a fake email or your spam email?
Yeah.
Just to see. I mean, it
twice.
happens, right? As a result of that, not only do you have a smaller list of leads, because essentially only 20% are opting in, of the leads that you get, they're poor quality. Because again, just like what you said, they're opting in literally with their arms crossed. They're not excited. They don't know what it is that essentially they're going to get. And you sold them on the ad that you had a solution. And now you're asking them for personal information. I mean, again, we talk about it all the time. Go outside right now and ask a complete stranger for their name and email. Are they excited to give it to you?
Nope.
But every person, they just expect that you're going to just have someone click on something and they're supposed to be jumping up and down and excited to give you their name and email address so you can pitch them some high ticket product.
Right.
People don't have a problem paying for anything if it solves a problem. But you're forcing that person right then and there from a brick wall page to give you information that they don't want to give on the basis that they have to believe what you said in an ad that already isn't true because you made them land on a brick wall page to get it. You didn't tell them that. So that less distribution is a huge, huge problem. So here's the thing. I talk about the money and the power being in your list.
Yes.
Every lead you get has a lifetime value of $1 per month. So if you think about this, if you were able to get 100 leads a day over 30 days, right, that's 3,000 leads. Do that over a year, that's like 36,000 leads. That is equivalent to Angel Stadium. Imagine standing on the mound and you're able to pitch your product and service, but everyone in the stands are people that opted in for your product and service. Think about how long and how much money it would take knowing that each one of those people were essentially 20 of the 100. So it took you had to get 100 people, then 20 walked to the stadium. And now imagine that of the 20 that walked to the stadium, half of them are fake. So they just like passed out and weren't even real people when they walked in. So you're only actually dealing with 10. Now think about filling that 36,000 person stadium.
It'll take a long time.
So when they teach you and they say the money and the power is in their list, and they're telling you to go use a brick wall page, it's like a conflicting message, right? You're losing from the very beginning. And if you're getting like the leads the way we get it, right, where we're opening up the floodgates and we're getting more leads, you know, we have like 60 to 70% conversions, whereas brick wall pages are at 20%, we're able to actually fill that stadium faster. And if you combine that over 3 years, just that 100 leads a day, that's over 100,000 people. Now visualize Michigan Stadium. Imagine standing on the 50-yard line at a Michigan game. And now when you pitch your product or service, you're talking to 100,000 plus people that actually were excited to give you the name and email address, and it was a real lead, right? So
That's right.
the difference is with a brick wall page, you never get to experience that. But the people that are making money, that's what they're experiencing, okay? And that's why I'm not a fan of the brick wall page, because it gives a person who may not be an expert marketer, may not have a huge budget, puts them at a disadvantage to build that list, to position themselves to be in Angel Stadium on the mound or at the 50-yard line at Michigan Stadium pitching their product. They never get there. That's why it's such a struggle, and that's why I'm not a fan.
There's also one more problem that you mentioned that brick wall pages create. Less offers.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to make more money, you have to make more offers. And a standard brick wall funnel, brick wall page that links to the webinar or VSL, that links to an application or order page, if you send 100 people to that brick wall page, okay, and 20% opt in, that means 20 land on your webinar or VSL. On average, only 35% of those individuals are going to watch. And of those people that watch, only 2 to 3% are going to actually end up at the next step, the application or the order page. You would not make any sales. Based on the math, not my numbers, these are standard numbers, you can look them up. 100 clicks is not going to get you a sale. You would have to get 200 people to your brick wall page to get one sale based on the 20% opt-in, 35% watch, and 2 to 3% buy or apply. So 200 clicks at $2 a click, okay, that's what, $400 to essentially make one sale.
It's a lot of bread.
A lot of bread, right? That's a problem. So if you're not in position to make more offers, how can you expect marketers that are getting started, that are trying to put food on the table for their families, to be successful, right? Brick wall pages literally are preventing them from making more offers. So have you ever seen that football coach? I think he now coaches college, but he was a high school coach. He won like 10 or 12 state championships, and he basically never punted. And they have like a YouTube. Yeah, he never punted. And not only would he never punt, he would never kick off. He would do onside kicks to get another possession every single time. I started looking at this. I'm like, man, this guy gets it. He's like, look, if I have 4 downs to get a first down and everybody else is operating off of 3, then I have a better advantage of scoring more points. And if every time if I have an advantage of scoring more points, and every time I kick off, I kick an onside kick so I can regain possession. If I just got 2 or 3 of those a game, that's extra possessions, which means I'm going to score more points. And this guy won like 10 to 12 like state champion. It was crazy.
Jeez.
By simply never punting. And he gets it. He's like, look, if I want to make more money, more touchdowns, right, win more games, I need to make more offers. And he allowed math to work on his side. And that's really what we essentially have figured out that works, right? By simply eliminating that front door, giving ourselves a fighting chance to generate leads, whether a person opts in or not, positioning us to make more money allows us to do just that.
All right, well, that sounds good. But for someone that just needs a little bit more breakdown on this, can you do that for them?
Yeah, so I know some of you are like, well, okay, what do you do? Like, how does that work? So essentially what EBOOV does, it eliminates the front door, right? So people are able to drive traffic right to their webinar or VSL. And when I'm referring to brick wall pages, just to be clear, okay, I'm a fan of brick wall pages. They work, right? There's just better times today, right? What we're doing works better, specifically for webinar or VSL funnels. There are times where you might need like a book funnel or something like that. You might need to use a brick wall page. Maybe not. I can think of 20 other ways to not use a brick wall page. I'd probably still use what we use, but there is some times for it. But specifically, I just want to be clear, we're talking about webinar and VSL funnels where you put a brick wall page in front of it. So if you remember the movie Remember the Titans, right? So that was during the time of segregation, right? There was black people going to school here, white people going to school here, and all of a sudden now they were basically ending that and they were going to bus in some of the black students, right? And they formed this football team. Long story short, at first it didn't work. They didn't know how to interact.
Friction.
And I kind of feel like it's the same thing with what we're doing. It's like different, like people aren't used to it. But once they essentially started to realize, hey, it's better to combine and expose everybody to these amazing opportunities, they started to win. And that's the same thing by you allowing more people to see what it is that you have to offer and exposing more people to the solution to their problem. Ultimately, at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. And when you're putting people in front of that solution consistently over time, you position yourself to make more money. And that's why I'm against brick wall pages, and people need to use EBOOV.